Man, that probably look. Man, if you're looking for life advice, I don't have it. It's cool to sit here and talk to you like I got everything figured out. 23, 100 grand to my name, couple investments, but I don't have a home. How can I give advice to someone that is below me? I might have some things that I've learned from, but I witnessed something today, and it was my own mind getting in the way. And I'm not giving advice, I'm just telling you what I've experienced today, and that's what it's all about. Today I experienced the overthinking, the extreme patterns of pretty much going crazy, but nothing ever happened, like outcomes. Some people call it analysis paralysis. Some people call it something else. And what I learned today necessarily was my own mind is getting in the way. And it's something as simple as I went to get a coffee and talked to the barista, and I wanted to engage in further conversation. And I sat there and I just... Some people will sum it up like, oh, this man just don't get no pussy or whatnot. I mean, dude, I understand where people come from that, but more so it's just like pointing the finger at their own insecurities, you know? But when it really comes to talking to people you truly enjoy, you'll sit there and run through, you know, a series of events, and some things might not flow naturally. So it's best not to force anything when it comes to your life. Anytime I've tried to force anything, it's always came to something that amounts to nothing, right? It's always like, oh yeah, damn bro, that's unstable as fuck. Anytime I've tried to force anything, it's never worked out in my favor. It's never been good. So quit trying to force things. Always just try to be you. Try to be your authentic self. And if it feels forced, it probably is. Something I was forcing myself into was I was trying to force myself into isolation, or I was trying to force myself into be public, or force myself into a lifestyle that wasn't sustainable. We're all coming from these forms and areas of our life where we're like, oh, I have to have this, or I have to do this in order to get this, or we set these little contracts upon ourselves in some regard to say, okay, if I can achieve this, I deserve this. Or if I do these things in this specific order, this is how this is going to happen. Sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes this happens before you even do those things. So quit making contracts with yourself. Quit being like, oh, once I do this, I can have that. Or because I'm a slave to this, right? And especially in scripture, where in the Bible does it say, and you might be able to point this out, I haven't read enough, I don't think I have personally, but where can you point out where it says, once you yourself as an individual beat sin, you can have everything? I'm sure there's verses somewhat correlating to that, but I've never read anywhere where it's like, you have to beat that, you have to give it. You have to give it all to him. And I think that's where it kind of clicked. It's so hard to just me. I want to do these things. I, me. And you're not necessarily just giving it, right? Because imagine a world where everything that you have to achieve, you have to do. And I'm not saying that's not the world we live in, but anytime I've made insane progress in my life, I've given up. I quite literally have just given up. I'm just like, okay, wherever life takes me, it takes me. And my life becomes way more beautiful when I just give it up. When I just say, okay, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. And then things just flow to me naturally. Why is it? How you doing today? Why is it we have to fight and grind and just try to be in this nature of trying to push forward constantly. Give yourself heart palpitations. Give yourself, grind, grit, and, things are supposed to be miserable. No, dude. The moment you let go, dude, everything starts to change. And you need to start looking at who. It's the who is putting this in your face. Who are the people that want you to grind, grit, try to get you to that point? You're looking at the who instead of like the why. I'm not just trying to babble. I'm not trying to run in circles. What I'm trying to say is everything that you can do, it can come naturally. You don't have to force it. The times I was forcing things is when I lost. I felt like I gained, but I always lost. There was a equal push and pull of it instead of just I'm being pulled into this life, right? Because we're gonna move forward regardless. Why try to get there faster? You know what I mean? Like, why try to force yourself into that reality where you're like trying to peel back the veil of trying to be that better version of you? Be the say I want to be a billionaire. I want to be a billionaire. I want to have a nice crib. I want to have a nice car. I want to have a beautiful wife. I want to travel the world, right? Why am I trying to peel back that layer? Why am I trying to cut through that veil? And that's where I fall into that trap. I fall into the veil of trying to split it open and open myself to new possibilities when, in all honesty, it can be done completely by someone else, right? It can be done by God, right? How are you? So, quit trying to force yourself into that world. Quit trying to force yourself into trying to be in the I state rather than be in the what is state, what is now. Be here, be now. And, okay, we're going to pause. And I don't have any ads on my channel because I don't think I can monetize my stuff. But we're at the 7-minute mark. And this is where my conversation usually gets cut off. I want to tell you guys, all right, that's it. That's a wrap, done. Getting the message across. And YouTube says you have to do it like 10 minutes. So let's do a little exercise. So what are you doing right now? You're holding your phone. You're watching me from a PC screen. Maybe you're using me as background noise. Observe what you're doing right now. Stop, pause, sit here with me. Observe the moment around you, whether that be your screen, your room. Look around. Feel it, man. You're in that moment for a reason. You're here for a reason. Everything has a reason, but you don't even have to have it figured out, man. You're just here. You are. You is, as they would say in St. Louis. So, man, that's a whole nother topic in itself, bro. I love St. Louis. The people there are amazing. So, quit trying to rush yourself into a reality that you're not ready for. Quit trying to push yourself into that life form. Everyone's telling you got to have a mansion by 19, and if you're not driving a Ferrari, you're a stupid fuck, I'm 23, and I don't have it figured out. I've done well for myself, but I'm not complete. And I think that's where I'm finally slowing down. I'm like, oh, this shit's coming faster than I thought. Whoa. Instead of, I was sprinting at something that was coming towards me like this. And I'm like, oh, it's right there, it's right there, it's right there. And then when it's finally here, I'm like, whoa. That's the best way that I can explain it. So, your life you want's right around the corner. And you might want to slow down, is what I'm telling you. Because the future comes fast enough, as Einstein would say. Anyways, I love you. Be you. Do you. For you. Love you. And I'm out.